All right, if you follow football, you know fandom is an absolute roller coaster. But today, we're diving into an explainer that's going to be a fast-paced, rapid-fire look at the slightly tragic, highly comedic reality of the sport's most relentlessly optimistic fan base. We're talking about Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain, and a fascinating case study in faith, expectation, and the brutal reality of European football. Because you see, that roller coaster has a very distinct, almost predictable loop.
Did you know that reaching the final stage of the Champions League is a monumental, history-making achievement?
But it absolutely does not guarantee you a trophy. I know, shocking, right? Just showing up, no matter how hard-fought the journey, is simply not the same as winning.
Especially when you're Arsenal, and especially when your opponent is PSG. Arsenal just proved this harsh reality to all of Europe in the most dramatic fashion possible.
Section 1. 20 years and a broken promise. Okay, let's dive into this. 20. 2 whole decades. For 20 years, Arsenal fans waited just to see their team return to the grandest stage of them all, a Champions League final. Imagine the sheer pent-up emotion there. We're talking about an entire generation of fans who had never even seen their team play a match of this magnitude. So when they finally made it back, the eruption of joy was unlike anything else.
But, the optimism was maybe a little blinding. Talk about premature celebrations. Fans were literally booking flights and hotels almost instantly. Social media avatars immediately swapped out for pictures of the Champions League trophy. And the best part? The most wildly optimistic fans completely skipped over the final itself and started fiercely debating which Arsenal player was going to win the Ballon d'Or. It wasn't just a belief that they could win, it was that destiny had already decided they would.
But then reality hit, and reality's name was Paris Saint-Germain. PSG had a completely different script in mind. After a grueling, nail-biting match that went all the way to a penalty shootout, PSG took it. They successfully defended their title, and the brutal, unspoken message they sent packing back to London with the Arsenal fans was ruthless. Try again next year. Just like that, the dream crashed back to reality in the space of a few penalty kicks.
Section 2. 3 certainties in life. Because for Arsenal fans, this cycle of hope and defeat has become terrifyingly familiar. First, the sun will always rise in the east.
Second, taxes absolutely must be paid on time.
And third, the ultimate punchline: an Arsenal fan will always look at the smoking wreckage of a season, dust themselves off, and boldly declare, "Next year is our year." It is the perpetual battle cry, an inescapable absolute certainty in the wildly unpredictable world of football.
Section 3. A difference in ideology.
Now, what's really interesting here is the stark contrast between these two clubs. Look at the brutal timelines. On one hand, you have PSG, who managed to secure 2 Champions League trophies in just a span of a few years. And on the flip side, you have Arsenal, waiting over 20 years, basically just to earn the right to take a pre-match photo with a trophy before losing it again. It's a massive difference in momentum and immediate return on investment.
When you break down the core identities of these European heavyweights, a clear matrix kind of emerges. Real Madrid, universally recognized for having that Champions League DNA. Barcelona is forever tied to their beautiful, intricate tiki-taka style. PSG is largely defined by massive financial power, just money. But Arsenal? Their defining characteristic in this whole matrix isn't a tactic, a historical birthright, or a bottomless budget. It's faith.
Section 4. The faith of the Gunners.
And this faith is incredibly resilient. It's literally stronger than a manager's contract. The underlying belief survives absolutely anything.
No matter the loss, seriously, even a devastating penalty shootout defeat against PSG isn't enough to break it.
No matter the internet trolls, the relentless mockery from rival fans online, pointing out the 20-year waits and the premature celebrations, it just bounces right off them. They absorb the banter and keep marching forward. Why? Because they will inevitably stand back up and deliver their ultimate meme-worthy mantra, trust the process. Whenever rival fans and other clubs hear this phrase echoing across social media and the terraces, they know exactly what it means. It's the universal signal that, despite everything, a brand new season is about to begin and the cycle of hope is starting all over again. So having unpacked this incredible psychology, I'm going to leave you with a question to ponder. Which Arsenal quote truly defines this remarkable fan base?
Is it the modern patience of trust the process, or that timeless, defiant optimism of next year is our year? Whichever you choose, it tells you everything you need to know about the sheer power of faith in football. Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and keep questioning the psychology behind the sports we love.